Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
Hi, good morning.
How are you today?
Good, and you?
Very good. Yeah, running. You know that this project is is a marathon, really. But well, we are happy because we are every day we can see some new perspectives. And thank you so much, Darius and Stefan, to attend this short meeting. This short meeting has maybe two big things. At this moment we are estimated with some detail the capex of the project for atmosphere and the possibility to the first project financiation investment with atmosphere. And it's important for us to have no details, but to have a more strong data or information from the providers, the suppliers, to integrate this info at these estimations, the quantity. The real situation is our goal is not to reduce the numbers, the costs artificially. We need to reduce the uncertainty. Yeah. Right now, with some questions, specific questions around the quantity, the $195,000, and how these are explaining about the full fabrication or critical components, or what part of this amount reduce if we think in the fabrication into Colombia. Yeah, the design plus the construction maybe can give us highlights to this amount. The second point is about the process understanding, the PFD. One part of the work with Hydrowell is to obtain the PFDs and all around the how will be the project in real situation on site on the place. And the PFD and some information around it is so important to create a real approximation to the estimations, to the budget. Yeah. Well, Israel has some small questions around it. If you want, we will begin with these 2 points. That's good. Well, if you want, the first point is from your experience, BChar. How much could that this quantity, the 195,000, is part of the full engineering, yeah, with the import export uh, total quantity, or maybe this quantity is part only for I don't know, the design, and we have some equipments or whatever. We need to understand exactly this, and with the possibility of the maybe the fabrication into Colombia. If you say, okay, more or less 60% is the design and necessary equipments from Switzerland or whatever, so from USA or whatever, and the other part is maybe the cost of the fabrication. Okay, we can to measure more or less the impact into the total cost of this project. I give the word to Carlos and Giovanni, and Darius, Stefan, please. Thank you so much for your answers.
Yeah, Stefan.
Well,
Sorry.
uh,
Yeah.
well, Stefan, Darius, and all the team, thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. We are developing a biochar initiative in Colombia, but beyond building a single biochar plant, our vision. Oh, let me one moment, please.
Yes, we have returned.
No worries.
I have to fix. One moment, please.
It's no problem. It's very, 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 very common with the singers.
All right. Uh, Beyond building a single biochar plant, our vision is broader. We see this as the first node of a scalable platform in a major coffee producing region. Colombia has a significant agricultural residues, and we believe there is a strong long-term potential for regional expansion. For that reason, we are evaluating not only technical performance, but also capital efficiency, scalability, and potential local manufacturing integration. If this is successful, this project could become a reference case for Latin America. We are particularly interested in understand how flexible is the BChar model in terms of manufacture structure and how certification integrity is maintained, and how we can build a long-term strategic collaboration rather than one-off equipment purchase. Our goal is to build a technical, robust, certifiable, and economical, scalable solution, and we are looking for the right strategic partner. And this is the way to do the thing. Thank you for your comments, and we are open-minded for listen your point of view. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I think from our side, we are what we're doing is we already do local manufacturing, right? That was from the beginning. That was the idea that we would in this project manufacture the plant locally in Colombia, and we would do that most likely with a partner that our partner already worked with. That was also the machine from Cardianuts was produced there. And from then on, we can, of course, see how we would scale this if that's actually the right partner, depending on, of course, the demand, how many plants you want to open. This will determine which partners we should work with and what capacities we would look for. I think from our side, what's quite important is that the hardware can be manufactured locally. But then we for sure have to import the electronics, and we also have the big software component that we deliver. And we just need to find a good way to collaborate on that end, because for us, it's quite important to also further develop and push forward our software part of the business, the whole transparency and digital MRV platform. So this is something we would like to contribute to the project, also to all the future projects. And regarding CAPEX, I think, Darius, maybe you can talk a bit more about what you discussed with Martin regarding the local manufacturer and how this could look like.
Absolutely. So generally, the 195,000 that you see in our product offering, this is an estimated number, because this is basically based on an average cost of what this system should cost depending on different factors. But for your specific case, when we will manufacture this in Colombia, we estimate that it will be a bit cheaper. We don't know exactly the price yet. We still have to go and talk to one or multiple manufacturers. One of them, as Stefan said, one manufacturer that we already work with for generation carbon already worked with. But these 195,000 includes the pyrolyzer, the heat exchanger, and the quenching or cooling of the biochar. It does not yet include the dryer and the shredder, but this is something where we have to look into a suiting solution for you during the engineering phase. So just to basically recap the situation of where we are right now and where we should go next is we've basically done the biomass tests. We know a bit more about your logistics or your availability of biomass, right? We will still deliver the mass and energy balance to you. And then the next step to de-risk the project for you is for us to go into the engineering phase and really define the full flow diagram and the PNID of the whole system, really engineer to your needs, define the specs of the dryer, the shredder, the pyrolyzer, define with you together how we want to cool the biochar, and bring all of this to paper and quote this from local manufacturer and from electronics manufacturers, for example, that might be in China or wherever, right? This is all up for discussion. In the end, what you will get is a quote that clearly says for you the full capex of the project, including commissioning, including certification for the carbon removal credits, will cost this amount. And then you can go ahead and decide if you want to do it or not. And this will differ from these 195,000, but I assume the cost will not be higher than this because this number is based on a different market and not Colombia.
Yeah, we know, but one question, Darius or Stefan. For example, in other experience of BChar, maybe in, I don't know, Thailand, maybe, I don't remember, in Africa, I don't remember another project. Can you use the possibility of the manufacturing the equipment in this place? I think, I suppose it is. What is the average percentage around the less cost around the big number? It's only for I know that every country is different, the raw material, but the question is, in Colombia we have a lot of companies that make incinerators or a lot of industrial equipment around thermal processes like oil palm and whatever. And we have a lot of knowledge that we can use this knowledge to produce in this way a very good equipment. And if we know that is significant this reduction of the price of the cost, we take obviously this option. You know, 20%, I don't know, 15%, I don't know. You have some average quantity to have an idea. We know that is different in Colombia versus whatever other country, but you know.
It's hard for us to say because the plant used by Cardia nuts is way smaller, right? I would estimate that with this figure of 195,000, we can probably reduce this by 30%, maybe 20%, in Colombia specifically.
Okay.
So
okay.
It should definitely be cheaper for you than what we quoted so far. And then additionally to this would come the dryer and shredder, which for me is still a bit difficult to estimate because so far I haven't looked into Colombia.
We know.
I was actually wondering if you already have experience with drying and shredding, basically the prunings and also the husks.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. This is the key issue. I don't know. This quantity, I know is not exactly is not the strong data, but 20 to 30%. The less the rest has the key parts of the equipment, the design, the key elements of instrumentation that they need to import to Colombia. Yeah, we are clear. Oh, okay, that's perfect. I need this quantity because at the final of the evaluation of the capex at this moment we have with different situation, maybe the revalorization of the Colombian pesos versus dollar at this moment, and a lot of things. The capex increase. Yeah, and increase in a good amount. We need to be very clear in what numbers we can to reduce, in others maintain the quantity to have a real amount for the budget. I don't know, Carlos, Giovanni, and Israel team, if we have another question around the quantity, around the $195,000 amount, or this is a check.
Yeah, thank you, Alejandro. Thank you. I would like to know which component must be exclusively manufactured by BChar and which could potentially be produced locally.
So we don't have any exclusivity rights with anyone. We can look into the whole Colombian manufacturing market and find the best manufacturer, maybe potentially a manufacturer that you have already worked with, or as we said, we can work with the one that has manufactured the plant already, but there's no exclusivity at all.
All right. Will local fabrication affect performance guarantees?
I guess this is then up to discussion with this specific manufacturer, right? But we would definitely see to it that quality management is assured and that whatever gets delivered to you is tested before. So we have a straightforward commissioning process and no hiccups. So
Yeah.
we have to ensure this with contracts with the manufacturer.
All right. And how will local integration impact remote monitoring and warranty? And the MRV is very important topic for us, because I think that is a great idea if we can purchase to BChar the carbon credit is a goal for us.
Yeah. So our MRV solution is specifically meant to work in environments that are a bit off the beaten path. So basically, whatever we come up with as a project system solution for you will work. We will have full transparency of all the relevant metrics, and we will guaranteed be able to get carbon removal credits. This is not a problem at all. About selling them, I mean, we are definitely happy to be a broker for you when it comes to carbon removal credits. I think this is likely a discussion for another time, right? But it's definitely a service that we offer because we do have good contacts to off-takers and generally buyers in the carbon removal space.
Thank you so much. I know that Giovanni have a lot of questions, and let me one more question. Will you require final commissioning approval from your engineering team?
We will be there for the commissioning and make sure that everything runs. We will define with you what are the operating conditions, and then we will hand it over to you, and you can take over operation on a daily basis.
Okay, thank you so much. Go ahead, Giovanni.
Okay, thank you. Talking about the commissioning,
Mhm.
does your plight include commissioning, the startup and performer testing, or is the commissioning quote separately?
This will be part of the quote that comes out of the engineering phase. So the manufacturing, delivery, commissioning, and certification will all be part of the quote that you will get out of the engineering phase.
Okay. Now about the MVR, what instrumentation is included with the reactor package? It is included in the equipment supply price, or it is included under the MRB service rental fee?
What's the question? What service is included? Sorry.
Okay, the instrumentation is included with the reactor for
Yes.
the NRB. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And the price of that supply is included in the supply price, or under the MRB service rental?
No, the supply, like everything that is needed in terms of sensoring and actuators is included in the CapEx offer.
Okay.
And the recurring software fee is basically a service from our side that we have to maintain and keep up the operation of the software platform for you to have full transparency on the data. But
Okay.
this is only software.
Okay. And what about the internet connection? Do you have something special requirement?
No special requirements. This is something that we also have to look into in the specific local operations scenario. But very easily would probably be, this would probably be solved very easily with a LTE connection of some sort. So a SIM card in the PLC that connects us to the internet through mobile connection. This
Okay.
doesn't have to be a huge bandwidth or anything. So a simple SIM card with a mobile provider would be good enough.
Okay. And change the item for talking about the outlets and the streams in the reactor, because this is more important for us. Very important, excuse me. And how many outlets or exit stream does the reactor have? In other words, biomass enters and BChar and hot gases exit. Are there any additional streams? Syngas, producer gas, condensable liquids, something like that? Wastewater?
We can look into condensating the liquids. It's not part of our base package, but it's an option we can look into. Apart from that, we basically only have two gas streams. One of them is through the reactor to the exhaust gas fan after combustion, and the other is crossing over the heat exchanger. So this is clean air running in parallel. And apart from this, the only outlet would be solids, which would be BChar.
Okay.
This is all.
Three streams exit.
Yes.
Okay.
Additionally, depending on how we cool the BChar, we would want to use some water. But this is usually a closed system. So there would be a cooling screw where we have a closed loop system of rainwater, and we just use it to cool the BChar. This would not yield another exit, but just another medium for you to keep in mind.
Okay. There are all my questions.
That's good. I don't know if something of the Hydrowell team, another
Yeah, yeah.
people.
I,
Go.
I want to understand all. The idea is that it's possible to receive a basic or detailed engineering package for local fabrication under BChar standard. Is that right?
I'm not sure if I understood the question because of the audio. Can you repeat it?
Absolutely. I want to know if it's possible to receive a basic or a detailed engineering package for local fabrication under BChar standards. Is
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So this.
And how much
Yeah.
it will be cost? If we can choose this package, or we can choose by the first pyrolysis. We want to understand all the landscape.
So for us, the next step would be to quote to you. I have to say, after we have delivered the mass and energy balance to you, which we still owe, we would quote to you this engineering phase or package where we would define this specific quote for you, right? And this package is usually always the same thing. We basically define the flow diagrams, the PNIDs, we quote from suppliers, we define the whole process according to your needs, and you get all the information about the quote in the end. And there's not really two different packages that we offer. It's just this one engineering phase or package that really de-risks the whole project for you. The idea of this is you have very clear and transparent information about what the project is going to cost, and then you can decide if you want to go forward. Does this answer the question?
Okay, yeah, it's clear, Darius. Thank you so much.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you, Darius, Stefan, because without a sufficient detail about PFD peripheral stand, maybe to be oversized to safety reasons, but in not good way of technical reasons, and we need to put the real sized equipment and because it is directly to the capex, directly,
Yeah.
And all of this information and all of these specifications add so much to the process at this moment. I don't know, Carlos, Giovanni, and Daniela, if you have another question, additional questions or additional requirement about the topics. No, we are good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fine.
I would.
Daniela, go ahead.
Go.
Or Daniela say no. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, I don't know.
I would like to know, Stefan, if you were in our position, medium scale biomass, long-term expansion vision, which structure would you recommend for us?
The legal structure to set up the project with us, or what would be your question? Sorry.
Yeah, I would ask, what do you recommend for us for start our project? What's the better idea?
I mean, from our side, I think we always recommend doing the biomass, like de-risking as much as possible, right, without making very expensive decisions. And I think what we've done so far with the biomass trials, we've de-risked the biomass. We've shown that it works on these tilted screw reactors, And for me, quite a sensible next step would be to deploy a BChar 100 or also a 250 to find out, and especially in a model like with atmosphere, I think it's a very good model to start out and test out if it works in your local operations, because we've seen very large Chinese plants being deployed in some regions in Thailand, and they're just standing around because the technology was not working, or also then the local market was tough, right? And I think from our side, what we want to deliver to our customers is, first of all, a system with the tilted screw that has been working in these type of environments for many projects and for many years. And what we add on, of course, is the digital MRV, which is important to sell the carbon credits and also to grow with the market, with the industry, because we expect that the industry standards will rise. And with our platform, it should be possible to follow these standards and also have this quite efficient. And one of the most important things is also to de-risk the local biochar market, to see how well local buyers are receiving the biochar you're producing, the fertilizer you're producing. And from our perspective, it makes a lot of sense to work on this first project as close as possible. As said, with us, you don't get right away a legally binding quote as you get with all these Chinese manufacturers, right? But you get a product which is tailored to your current needs, and then we can grow together. As we are a startup, we are very open to also scale together local production. I want to say that we can lower capex for the hardware part locally, and I think that's very interesting for a joint collaboration over the next years. The whole let's say steering automation part will always probably come from outside of Colombia and will be imported, and we have the software. And with that together, you having the local operation, the local expertise, I think we can build a model which works for both sides quite well, and is also scalable. And right now, I think we're in the phase of or you're in the phase of trying to have your first project out there, and together with Atmosphere, it's which we also know, right? I think it would be a good setup to test everything on a BChar 100 or BChar 250, and from then on, much more things will be clear exactly what you need, what dryer really works, where the problems are, and this specific application, and we can solve them together and then scale it.
Okay, thank you, Stefan, for sharing with us your time, sharing with us your ideas, and we want to become a hub for biochar in Latin America. This is our dream, and thank you so much for all that you are doing for us.
Yeah, this is the dream, really. Darius, Stefan, thank you for your time. Thank you for this opportunity to clarify these questions. You know, we are working with the time and working with all the elements, and I think that we are arriving a good land, a good place. Have a good day. Have a very productive day, and thank you so much to Hidrowell team. See you in the next days, maybe. Have a good day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.